Give me 1 second here. Okay, so there's the headphone microphone, but I don't have the headphones are not. So I still don't have sound, huh?
No.
Testing. What'd you say?
I said
Well,
I
it
could
sounds
hear you here.
Okay.
I don't know about any place else.
Okay. What about on Facebook, Eric?
I think I'm hearing something on Facebook. It's very quiet though.
Okay, I can turn it up. Okay. All right, well, let's try that and we'll see if that works. Try and see if it's
A little better, but still pretty quiet.
still pretty quiet. Okay, well, let me turn the sound up just a little bit more. There we go. Okay. Well, as long as it's going, then we're good.
Yeah, I think it's audible anyway.
Okay. Well, um, okay, well, let me share my screen real quick and we'll get started. So 7:32 Central. Going ahead and getting everything taken care of here. Let me share my screen. Okay. Okay, so let me get things up. So, um, welcome everybody to the July meeting, Glenside Color Computer Club. And we've got, as Bob indicated, we've got a little bit less than 4 months, 3 months and change before before Cocoa Fest. Is that correct, Bob?
Pretty close,
Okay. So, I'm
because
gonna.
we're early in November.
That's right, early in November. So if we can, I'd like to go ahead and bring up the secretary's report, Rich, from June, and see if everybody has any. Oops. Yeah, that's minutes. Okay. See if anyone has questions about the June 17th meeting minutes. Rich, I'll go ahead and give it over to you.
Well, all I can say is, are there any corrections?
Okay.
We are going to get a treasurer's report today, I guess.
Actually, it's we have it, so um, I'll bring it up here in a little bit. So we've got 3 treasurer's reports to approve this meeting, April, May, and June. Okay. Any questions? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'd be breaking it up. You stay with it.
Okay. Go ahead.
I have a comment. Last month we noted that when you go on Tandy List, it's able to make registration for you even if you've already registered, and instead it should say this is what you've already paid or whatever.
Okay.
And I don't think Randy has taken care of that yet.
Okay. Well, let me write a note. I know Rob's got some stuff that he needs changed, and quite frankly, like I said, I had some other issues can't come up that I had to deal with. So that was that when you are already registered, it allows you to register again. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it looks like it anyway. Of course, I didn't do it, but I think it should right off the bat say we already have this registration information from you.
Okay.
Whereas all it does is say the questions, how many people are coming and do you want dinners and stuff like that.
Okay. Now let me write the stuff. Okay. Let me put that down. Okay. I will check with Randy and see what the status is of that. Anything else? Okay. Well, if there are no corrections, I will look to someone to move and potentially and second for approving the June meeting minutes.
I'm always quiet when you say that because I figure I shouldn't be the one making a motion. But I will second it if somebody makes the motion.
Okay,
So moved.
John has
So
moved.
moved.
Okay,
Yes, please.
okay. And a second?
Yes, I'll second it.
Okay, so Richard seconds. All in favor, please signify.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed? Okay, appreciate it.
And I've got a request.
Yeah,
Yeah, Rich, if you wouldn't mind, could you please send the minutes here as an attachment also to what you're doing? I used to be able to cut and paste what you'd send and make a document and store it so I could read it later. This new version does not do that. I can't get a copy. So if you just send an attachment of it, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, my response to that is that it's been taken out of my hands. I put them up as a file on Google Drive, and then Eric or Jim, I'm not even sure which person, makes a MailChimp mailing with a link to it, and that's they do that. I have nothing to do with who it's sent to or how.
maybe
Oh my gosh.
maybe
So
Eric.
I'll never see it again.
You mean you can't see it from the
I can't download it for later reading on my own machine.
Okay, well, Eric, do you think you could take that one and see if you could work with Bob to get a version of it that downloads? It should be able to be downloadable from the share, I would think.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll work on that.
Okay, so I mean, happy to shift and do something different, but I was just like to make sure that it's not working first.
Yeah, if you could make it so I could get a copy again, like I've been doing
Okay.
up until, I'd say I missed the last three.
Well, we
Did
have them.
not download them.
We
Okay.
have them. So all we got to do is, dang it, we can get them from the website, so, or get them from the Google Drive, so we can get those to you, and then we
Okay.
figure out how
Thank you.
can download the other ones. So Brian, I'm going to turn this over to you. I've got 3 months of treasurer's reports we need to go through. So the April one is up right now. Can everybody see it?
Okay. Can everybody see that?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm seeing columns D through K.
Okay, hold on. Well, let me see how I can. Oh, sharing the screen. So can everybody else see more of the
Yeah, I can see the whole thing, but if you shift it right, maybe that'll help,
Okay.
Richard.
For
Oh,
me,
yeah.
Well, no, that's
it's
fine.
just
I mean,
too,
just move it to the
it's
right
so
side of
small, it's hard to read.
Okay. Well, let me make it bigger, and let me see if I can increase the size of the font here, or I mean the zoom or whatever. I
Percentage.
normally just make it bigger, and I'm not exactly sure why this thing won't. Let me see if I can zoom
Drop
in here.
down to where it says 100 and change it to 200.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
this is Google, so it's Control Plus. So I'm not sure why it won't. Understand. There we go. There we go. No, I'm not trying to open the menu. I'm trying to make it bigger. So can everybody see it now? Is it bigger?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe it's a little bigger, yeah.
Okay. So Brian, go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, I'm not sure where you want to start. in the description column, we tried to keep the descriptions clear. The not-for-profit fee is when we applied for the 501c3 or application, and the PayPal transfers were, if there's not enough money in PayPal, it takes money from the bank account and puts it in PayPal, and from PayPal we pay DigitalOcean or Microsoft or whoever. If there's no money in the PayPal account, the credit card will take it right from the bank account, which that makes it confusing in the spreadsheet, but that's what's going on. Like the first, let's see.
Yep.
414 PayPal transfer, that was going to put a balance in for, which later will be for DigitalOcean. DigitalOcean will have $72 in there, and we keep paying out of that for the next 5 or 6 months. I think it's 6 months until that's gone, and then it will take it from the credit card or debit card, excuse me. But that should be like 6 months or $12 times
6 months.
5 or 6.
Yep, 6 months.
I'm good at math.
Yep. Yeah, this is probably the only one. This is probably the one. The one right here is the one that's kind of strange because it shows essentially a transfer from the bank account to PayPal, and then immediately a debit from PayPal because it wanted to charge PayPal for $72, but it had to pull it from PayPal's existing balance, plus it had to move some money over from the bank to top it off to 72.
Right.
Yeah,
And that's why at the DigitalOcean at the next line it was subtracted.
And then
Excuse me.
Can you describe this one here? Because this is probably new to folks. This is due this
For
8 cents.
The debit card, we get 10% off of what we buy. So $8 for the Microsoft payment, we get 8 cents from that. 8.2, but it rounds up or rounds down, I think.
Yep.
Same with the next one at 877, we got 9 cents.
We got it next month though, right?
Anyway, yeah, it comes in next month.
Mm-hmm.
Then it ends with the bank interest for our total.
Mm-hmm.
At the bottom of PayPal.
Why did we have 2 transactions for 360?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Why did we have 2 transactions for Microsoft?
Different months, I believe. I don't know, unless it was like
3 days.
toward the end of the month, and we had to buy that whole month.
Maybe, but usually they go month to month. And I remember there was some kind of an issue where we needed to cancel and then do it over again because something went wrong. So I wonder if we need a refund on one of these.
Well, we have verified
It's not a
that.
big deal.
Yeah, we have. I mean, it's a good
We'll
point.
look in.
We probably should check on that. I can tell you that. I mean, Brian and I went through, and this matches up with our with your bank statement, right? Is that correct, Brian?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, okay, so but he's got a point. We got charged for this, and we probably shouldn't have gotten charged for both of these, and so we should probably see if one
Why
of
is
them
one
is a,
820 and the other one's 877?
Mhm.
But yeah, that too is a little weird. But
Well,
let's see what Microsoft says and figure it out.
Yeah, let me see what the next Microsoft 365 was. They're a little different every month. This is the
Is it based on the number of days per month or something?
maybe it is because this one was 907, and then if I look at the last one here, it's 877 again, or it's 877, which is different from, I guess 877. So maybe it is. Maybe you're right in that, April and June were, and I always forget my cute little song for where all the days are, but April and June have the same number of days or not?
How many days in the month? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be.
Yep, 430 versus 630. So yeah, they have 30 days, so it's 877, and then May has 31 days, so it must be 970, 907 or whatnot. But this one doesn't make any sense then. So we need to find out what that one is. That charge is.
We didn't have it in March, right? When did we start the subscription?
Brian?
I don't remember now.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll check through the Microsoft receipts and figure out what we were charged for.
It looked like it's this expenditure is about 400 a month. What are we getting for 400 a month?
400 a month. Oh. No, we're not normally. Not normally. This month was special because we had to do this. This was the fee. This $275 was the fee to what is it, Richard? To apply for a 501c3.
Right.
Right. Normally, like a normal month, like this one here, the expenditures would be, well, this one's another one. So we had to buy our year's worth of blue jeans on this one. But you've got, 10, or I'm sorry, you got $9. Typically, the only thing you have is the 2 charges a month, which is the, well, the month of April is when we bought the 6 months of not blue jeans, but the web hosting. But normally it's like Office 365 is about $10 a month, and what'd you say, Brian? The hosting is $12 a month or something?
Correct.
Okay, so about $22 a month is our run rate. But
what's the name of our web host?
DigitalOcean.
DigitalOcean.
Okay.
Yep. And I guess I should add in, because you got the PayPal, or not PayPal transfer, but the Blue Jeans is also part of our yearly run rate, and I think that ends up being $11 a month or $10 a month. I think $10 or $11 a month. So it's like $33 is our run rate per month if you average it all out.
Okay.
But that one-time expense in April for the not-for-profit, we don't pay that every year. That's just a one-time payment. So,
and I
Brian,
gather we've still not gotten a reply on that.
Yeah, I gave up on. I mean, I'm not gave up, but I quit putting it in the old business because I figured it could take quite a while for us to get a response, and so I figure when it comes back, it comes back.
And the response will be directed to Brian because that's the address I put on the application.
Okay.
Okay, I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, just keep your eyes open for it.
Yeah. Yeah, check this and what's that? Gmail. I checked the Gmails too.
Okay.
Okay. Ready for the next page?
Yeah, I guess the question I have is, does the group want to, do we want to vote on these all together, or do we want to vote on each one individually? Does anybody have a preference?
All together.
Okay.
All together.
Okay, that's fine. So, so the ending balance on this one's 13,792.21. 13,792.21 for May, right? May? Yes, May.
Right.
So go ahead, Brian.
Anyway, it's still the same. The Secretary of State is our monthly or yearly state fee that we pay every year.
Oh.
That's to register us with the state. The $10 there.
Mm-hmm.
So
that adds another $1 to our monthly run rate, right? $10 spread over a year.
For a month, per year, 90 cents dollar.
Mm-hmm. So what are so we talked about blue jeans. That was we had to renew our blue jeans subscription in May, and then these things, debit card bonuses, $10 and
yeah.
$1.
The $10 was because the Blue Jeans was over 100. We got $10 for that as a bonus. But then they also gave us the 10%, which is $1.32, as a normal interest that we get. The $10 is because we were over $100 at one time.
Okay. What was this other one here? This $1.32.
That's the 10%.
10% of 132.
Oh, okay. Oh, because we paid a $132 purchase, and so we get 10% back. Okay,
Right.
got it.
They gave us this is our normal cash back, and this was a bonus. I guess we could phrase it
Yeah, so
different.
this really should be called debit card cashback, right? Is really what this one is, isn't it? Because it's the debit card cashback from 524. Okay, so let me just fix that real quick. Okay, 24, and it's 132.17. 132.17. Okay. Okay.
Right. And then the Microsoft payment and the cash back from that.
Okay.
We finished with the balance of the $234 for PayPal, bank interest, and the total comes to the $13,650.68 for the bank, and overall total was it $13,653.02?
Correct. That's it. That's
Right.
correct. I don't know how to get rid of this thing, but here we go. Yep. So that's that. Any questions about the May Treasurer's Report?
Not here.
Okay. June. Here's June.
On $150. Okay.
Anyway, this one's much shorter. Fest vendor, somebody bought. The reason it's not like $40 even is the PayPal fee was removed from it. Since I didn't have that laid out in this, and it makes it confusing, I just used what we received from PayPal and what we're dealing with.
Okay. Okay.
And the other vendor is, I think one is MDO Enterprise Consulting.
Okay, that's Mark. That's
And
Overholzer.
And Pat Euland, I think this one was, second vendor.
Oh, somebody's got an echo. Okay.
Yeah. And then our PayPal balance is a $75.50. I'm just leaving that money in there for now.
Mm-hmm. Rich, you had a question or comment?
I think he said Pat Euland, and it's Rick Euland, I believe.
It is.
Oh, Rick Euland, yeah.
It's Patrick Rick Euland.
Oh, okay. Everybody's happy then.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Tony. I'm looking at the PayPal account live right now, and so
Okay.
We've received other receipts.
That's in July.
They're all in July.
Mm-hmm.
Pat Euland's was the 29th of June.
Yep, that's what it
Rick
shows.
Euland.
Rick Euland. Yep, that's what he has listed here. 6/29/20. Oh, although he has 6/29/2020, so it should be 2021. Good catch.
Since that time period, we've received 3 more entrants.
Okay.
That's beyond this.
Yeah.
That'll be for the July report.
Beyond that, you'll see those next month.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Can we
Thanks
add
for
the
correcting the
fees?
dates, Jim.
No problem. What? Sorry, Eric?
Can we add the PayPal fees to this breakdown? Because I want to know what we're spending on fees every year in case it becomes too much.
Okay.
It's like, I can't remember the numbers. It's like 10 cents plus 3%.
Yeah, but I think what
something
he's saying.
Like that.
Yeah, I think what he's saying.
But you want a running total?
I think what he's saying is we need to somewhere in here we need to record that it's $1.46 was PayPal fees, right? Because they paid $40, I thought.
Yeah, I would just make it
Right.
another line item that says so the fest vendor would be like $40, and then the next line item would be $1, 46 to PayPal.
That's a good point. Let me just do that. So 6/17, 2021, and this is PayPal fee. PayPal fee.
I
Right.
know it's a little more work, but
Yeah,
it'll
but
it'll
that's
make it really
okay.
nice.
Equals 40
More
minus
spend.
38.54. 54. Oops. Sorry. So, and this is 40, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Oh.
okay.
Oh.
Well, I tell you what, I don't want to screw this up while I need to go through and fix it. So I see what you mean, and I'll go ahead and if we approve it, I will go ahead and make that change so that it ends up with the same total, but it shows $40 on the first line and then $1.46 or whatever on the second line. That's what you were looking for. Okay.
On the cash on hand and cash on hand balance, what is that referring to?
So that was Rich had asked that if we have money that's coming to you that you have in your hand that's cash, but you have not put it into any account, that's where we record that, so that we know that that money is technically part of the club's, but it's physically in your hands. It's not we haven't put it into PayPal. It's not in the bank yet. There's nothing. There's no other
like
record
if somebody
of that
sends me a check.
That's right. If somebody sends you a check.
That can
We would
include
also use that at Cocoa Fest, right?
Correct.
For cash.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And then what you'd see is
I have a quick question.
Okay, go ahead.
Just a quick question on the PayPal. Like, if it's $40 to be a vendor type thing, how come there's such a difference in the two charges there for the two vendors?
It starts out with like 10 cents plus 3%, and if they pay 40, it's less than $45. The second vendor was $45 or something like that.
Yeah.
We had a
so
few add-ons.
he's saying these vendors didn't buy exactly the same thing. I think, Curtis, is the question you're asking.
Right.
Right.
Oh, okay. Well,
This
that's
person,
what I was wondering.
This was a $40 vendor fee, and this started out as a $45 vendor fee, and then PayPal took their buck and change off the top.
Right.
Okay. I just want to make sure like the fees were different. Why the fees were different? I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
Good point.
Yeah, it varies for the amount.
Okay.
I'll try to post that in there someplace.
Okay. So there's two line items that we need to add for the PayPal fees, and the other action, which is just easy. I mean, the numbers are right here, but you want it broken out: $30 minus whatever it is to equal $38.44, which is easy. The other one though requires in April. It requires, Brian, I think it's an action item for you that we believe we've been overcharged for a month of Microsoft 365 licensing. We'd like you to go figure out why we were charged that $8.20.
I'll have to provide Brian with the receipts, so I'll work on that with you, Brian.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Find out why there's a difference in the amounts.
Okay. So that's the treasurer's reports, plural. Any other questions or comments?
I just have the comment that I think the treasurer's reports have improved considerably in the last few months. I think that's good. We're going in the right direction because if we have to report to the IRS, we want to have good records.
Cool.
True.
There you go, Brian.
True. I try to keep it straight.
Well, I'd love to entertain a motion and a second to accept the April, May, and June treasurer's reports as with the provisions that we've specified, the two fixes and I guess the money that we spent on the 820 is 820, so we'll have to just figure that out. But at least the two fixes. So sorry, I interrupted somebody.
Well,
I move
I
that
think
we
those
accept.
extra charges will be fixed in a future month. So I'll move to accept this as it is.
Okay, so I have a motion from Eric. I have a second from
I'll second.
Richard. Okay. All in favor of accepting the three treasurers' reports, please signify.
Yep.
Okay. Any opposed? Okay. These have been accepted. Okay.
Okay.
A question, or I need to find out something, Mr. President, if I got the floor.
Sure. What's the question?
The question is, I have not been able to find out who is putting into Tandy List in my notes field.
Yeah.
Somebody's writing something in there with exclamation point to begin, exclamation point to end. We can't figure out who's doing that. Can you find out that for us?
Sure. Let me write that. So they're doing what again? I mean, so I understand.
In my notes field, they are adding some bunch of code
Okay.
that begins with an exclamation and ends with an exclamation.
Okay.
Tony says he's not doing it. Goer says he's not doing it. So who's doing it?
Okay. I will find out. I'm not familiar with it either, but I haven't looked at the system for about a month.
It does have to do with the money coming in for the fest.
Okay. Okay.
That's all I know.
Okay. That's fine. Okay. Let me bring up the agenda real quick. So Tony, you are next on the agenda. Cocoa Fest updates. There you are.
I kind of gave you a little. Oh man, I see what you're saying, Bob. Sorry.
Okay.
I need to call. I know I would like to call the Holiday Inn and get an overall floor plan
Okay.
of the banquet rooms or the dance halls.
Okay.
I noticed that we don't have a separate space at the present time
Okay.
in which to do the auction.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure that's true? We've got like 3 rooms, and we've got the floor plan.
Yeah.
Let me pull those up.
Yeah. Why don't you share your screen and show the floor plan? I was going to say, I was thinking that there was a room right on the side of where
the entranceway.
Well, one of the entrances. Like on the picture on Tandy List, it'd be to the left of the table layout that's on Tandy List, and that's a side room, and there's a room there, and then there's also 2 rooms that are basically below or to the below the view that's on Tandy List. There's 2 rooms that are just below that room. One goes to the Grove room and one goes to the Elk room, huh?
That's the layout I was trying to find on Holiday Inn's website, how the rooms are laid out with relation to the fest room.
Okay.
I have it in my mind,
Well,
but I don't have a layout with dimensions, and how can we acquire extra space? Because it would be horrendous to try to hold the auction in the main room.
no, I don't think you need to do that. So, Eric, can you bring up? Do you have a picture of the layout?
Somewhere. I'm having trouble finding it right now.
Okay,
Why don't we table this and do the next thing, and I'll come back around.
Okay, well, why don't you go on with the rest of your update, Tony, and because I'm sure that there's more than that, right?
Well, the only other thing I have at this point in time is that we've got 3 more attendees and 2 more exhibitors than we had last month.
Okay. Okay. Is there a way for
Actually,
us?
one was a relisting.
Okay. Is there a way
Go ahead.
to like maybe we can get some, and this may be for Eric, maybe put some stats up on the page as listing like maybe, you know, um, I don't know, exhibitors and current confirmed attendees or something like that. Or maybe there's already something on there on that.
There is.
Okay.
There is. If you go to Tandy List,
Yep.
I'm
Tandy
on
List.
Tandy List.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking the information that was on the Glenside, because I don't know that everybody goes to Tandy List. So
I can't tell you how few do visit that.
so anyway, so you're saying if you go to Tandy List, you get the information, the confirms and whatnot.
If you
Yep, I see it.
access Tandy List, the website, the main page.
Yep.
First thing that's coming up is the exhibitor tables
Mm-hmm.
that are taken and how many are available.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, only 15 more tables.
Mm-hmm.
And then you scroll down, you have the room layout with where the table numbers are.
Mm-hmm.
There is also a click here to register on the top of that homepage. And then there's a click here to see who's attending.
Right.
And
Okay.
if you click on the who's attending, it's the ones who have given us permission for this information via registration.
Okay. Well,
There are more attendees that chose to keep their names private, but it does show a listing of those that, said, go ahead and publish my information.
okay.
Now, what happens if I click on a name?
I
Click on a
want to say
name.
something.
Yeah,
Oh,
Rich.
that goes to contact that person.
Yeah,
Yep.
you can actually contact them.
Yep, Rich.
I have a page here that's provided by the Holiday Inn that shows kind of a map. And our main exhibit room is what they call the Woodfield Ballroom.
Can you show us the map?
I don't know if I can hold it steady
Oh, yeah,
enough.
so we can see how they're all related to each other.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
the
we're in the
Woodfield,
Woodfield Ballroom, and
this
we
is the
have
one- and
I
then-
think we have the Village Room as well for presentations.
it's called the Elk Room here.
Oh, okay.
And I wonder whether we should consider also reserving the Grove Room, which is the one on the other side over here.
Well, the Woodfield Ballroom is extremely large. I don't know what we'd need the Grove Room for.
Well, the thing is that we might want to have one room for the auction and another room for the presentations.
Or are we going to be
Well,
doing?
Never-
Are we going to be doing the auction and the presentations at the same time? I was thinking they were one or the other.
Yeah, it would be one or the other. And on top of that, this is already going to be expensive.
Yeah, well, that's a small room, so it wouldn't make that much difference. But I just wondered whether we'd ever considered that, because currently we're only reserving the Elk Room.
Which are the three
Are
rooms?
you sure?
Which are the three rooms we are reserving? Does anybody know?
Woodfield
That-
and Oak.
So
The contract only mentions one room.
No,
No, there
it
were
mentions
two
two
rooms on
rooms.
it.
two rooms.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think there were 2 rooms on the contract.
Okay, so
I don't think there were 3.
we're reserving 2 rooms. Okay, I thought there were 3 rooms we were reserving. Okay, so Elk Room, and I can check and see what the cost is to reserve the Grove Room, but I would probably think along the same lines of Eric in that room is pretty big, and the auction and the presentations could both be done in the Elk Room as long as you're not doing them at
Yeah.
the same time.
We want people to see the auction items in the presentation room because they're coming and going all the time. We want them to be able to look it over.
Mhm. But I will find out. It doesn't cost me anything to ask Vicky how much the room costs to reserve.
Incidentally, on the original agreement, which is another page I have here, the elk room was not broken out as a separate cost. It was just the Woodfield was named as the cost for $900 a day.
Okay.
So it might
Maybe
be pretty
that's
cheap. It might be pretty cheap to get that third room.
Yeah, and I do have the map now. If you guys wanted to see
Yep.
the
Yeah.
layout.
Can we bring it up? Because I think there's a couple things that Tony asked, and I think there's other people that are probably asking as well, like where do we do the registration table and stuff like that. I think that this picture would help
Yes.
immensely.
Okay, so well, this here. Can you guys see my screen?
Not yet. You're not sharing.
How about now?
I don't.
Oh.
Anybody else see anything? Because I don't. Oh, there it
There
is.
we go.
There we
It
go.
just came up.
Okay.
So
Too
this
small.
here, well, this here is the presentation room. There's a pole in the back, projection screen up front, doors at the top. So it's a pretty big room, and right now we have it listed as all the extra chairs go in here. And then here's the Woodfield, where we don't have anything laid out, but I have
Can you blow it up just a little
a
bit?
map
So
of it laid.
yeah, can you blow it? Yeah, there we go. So the
Yeah,
room that you're
this
talking
is,
about, the elk room, is so to put these two in. Uh, okay.
yeah. So this is the Woodfield room, I think.
Yeah, it
This is
is.
with the tables.
Yes.
Um, Now, I have these two reserved down here, which I imagine would be for people coming in. But I think someone was going to ask about putting a table outside of the doors here.
I'll ask about that because I think that would be better to put
Yeah.
the the entrance or the registration tables
registration tables.
right
And
right
somebody said
outside
there's enough.
because
Yeah,
there
sorry.
is a there is a how do I want to say this? It's kind of like a vestibule area between those two, the elk room and the grove room. There's kind of a
Yeah, and
vestibule. It's
Richard had
about,
a good map.
huh?
Richard had that map of that. If you
Yes.
could send that to us, that'd be great. I'd love to see that.
Well, yeah, I was gonna see if I could just do something real quick
Oh,
so that folks could see how things are. Because I'm thinking we could just answer these questions real quick, um, and then then that'll give me the information I need to go talk to Vicky. Okay, so give me real quick here
yeah. And then one extra thing. One person suggested we could move these reserve tables right here, which would be enough space. So until we see it like in reality, this is kind of what we're shooting for, but not necessarily what has to happen.
Okay. Well, let me share my screen, and I'm gonna bring something up real quick so that you can see what I'm talking about. Everybody can see kind of what I'm. Let me get the blue jeans thing here so I can share. Um, okay, share. Here we go. So I'm gonna make this bigger, and I'm just gonna do this. I'm not gonna do it necessarily to scale, but I'm gonna do it real quick so that you can see what the deal is here. So this is the big room right here. Okay, can everybody see that?
Yep.
Okay. And then there's another room right here, which is what's it called? The Grove room.
Yes.
Okay. So there's this room right here, and then there's this room, and then there's the elk room that's right here. Okay. And they've got like about this area right here in between the two is about 12 feet or so. There's about 12 feet of space. You can figure that out by looking at those things. Eric can give the exact number because it's the total length of this room minus these two rooms, right? Anyway, and then there's another room that's over here. So it's right about here. There's another room which is not, I mean, it's probably on your picture, but There's a hallway right here. So I'll kind of show this as a hallway, but there's a hallway right here that goes through, and then of course there's a door right here, and there's a door that goes into this room right here, and then there's essentially a hallway, right here that there's this is this is kind of a hallway space, and then there's another one like right here that goes. Oh, dang it! I didn't want to do that. There, this hallway right here. So, people are going to be coming this way. So this down here in the bottom left is the rest of the hotel, and so you're going to come through these spaces right here. And I forget. I think there's another room right here, but I've never seen what's here. So essentially, you can go here, and you could go, and there's a doorway right here that is normally left closed because otherwise you have people coming down here and they just come into the entryway. And I think we want to have everybody come here and then go into the into the main area. But this space right here has these two doors right here, but there's enough room for like a 6-foot table right between the two doors. And then there's enough for a couple tables along the sides here. So depending on how we wanted to do things, we could either put the registration tables right here, or we could put a registration table right here. But I think that'd be better, and I'll check on it, but I'm pretty sure it's possible to do. I think I'd rather do that than put the registration tables inside this main venue. If we don't have enough, go ahead.
I'm agreed with you, Jim.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm looking at the thing, and it says there's exactly 6 foot 1 inch between the two doors that are going into this main area here. So it would be a little bit tight. I think it would probably be better to put like if we're thinking about lanyards and stickers and stuff like that. Typically, what's done is you put the table here and you put like the swag type stuff or whatever that you want people to pick up on the way in. You put it at that table, and then I think you should put, because people are going to be coming down this hallway from the hotel, I think it'd be best to put the tables on the right-hand side. Put a table like right here or right here. There's a doorway right here, but put the table in one of those two locations, or maybe both tables, and then that way people will come in. They'll immediately see the registration table. They'll fill out registration, and then they could pick up their lanyard thing or whatever if that's what we want to do, and then they can go into the main area.
Yeah. You know what? If there's not enough space in that hallway, if you go down the hallway to the right, so that room on the bottom right, we could put the registration table right there at the left bottom of that room.
Okay.
The Wapiti room.
Let me find out what kind of issues there are with putting stuff in this area. So that was one of your questions, Tony. What was another one of your questions?
Where would Weaver's machine be?
Where would what?
Where would Weaver's machines be?
Weaver's machines?
Weaver's.
Randy?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
For
assuming,
logging into
I'm
data
assuming,
entry into Tandy List.
I'm assuming they'd be right here on the right-hand side of this vestibule area. Maybe what we need to do is once, maybe in August or something. I think I'm going to be. I have to end up in Chicago anyway. Maybe a couple of us ought to go to the venue and just kind of walk around to make sure that everybody's got kind of an idea of where they want to have things set up. But in any event, that's what the layout looks like. We cannot. This room here is bigger, but we didn't purchase this room. It's where when VCF Midwest was in this venue, this is the room they used for the auction and the exhibits, or not the exhibits, presentations. But this room is also pretty large as well.
I seem to recall at least one year the auction was actually held in. Oops, where'd it go?
I'm sorry, I didn't realize
the room to the lower left.
Yeah, there was auctions in that room, and then they outgrew that room, and then they went to the one to the left hand side because it was a little bit bigger.
And they had a freebie room. That was the one that was off to the right, I think.
Well, it depends. Year over year they changed, but they did have a freebie. The last
Yeah,
time they
yeah.
were in the venue, they had the present or not the presentations, but the presentations and the auction. They had that room to the left. The people who were selling, the kind of consignment vendors or whatnot, was at the bottom, the Grove room, right? Or no, sorry, the Elk room. And then the Grove room was kind of it was a little bit of overflow of exhibits and and stuff like that. And then the vestibule was where they put a lot of the freebies. They put the freebies in the vestibule on a couple tables. So they just dump stuff in the vestibule area.
Yeah, like you did the 2 laptop covers.
Yes, indeed, indeed. Okay,
I know where they went.
yeah, that's right. Um, I'll try to get that's an AutoCAD drawing, isn't it, Eric, that you had?
It's visual Visio
Oh, okay.
Visio drawing.
Well, I'd love to get a copy of that. I can put the combo together and
It's
put it into a PDF.
it's in the Google Drive.
Okay, thank you. So, so we have more exhibitors. We've got more attendees. I'm gonna make a request. I'm gonna go looking through some of my stuff for some older pictures of our previous shows, and I think it'd be nice to put like a gallery of pictures on the website of, some of the previous shows and what we showed off there. So I'm throwing out a request to if anybody else has pictures that they want to share.
How far back did you want to go on that?
Oh, I don't know that it matters. I mean, the idea is just to show kind of the community, not necessarily a specific venue or a specific year.
In that case, I would approach Alan Huffman. He's got tons.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, I can do that. Okay.
I'll interject that if somebody plans in-person visit to that place, I would like to be included
Okay.
since I live not too far away.
Okay. Well, let me. I think my question probably not to get too, specific, but Tony, when would you potentially be able to visit the facility?
You're asking me?
No, no, no. I'm asking Tony. I'm not
Oh.
saying when can you like what general time frame, like the next month, the next 2 months, when would be a reasonable time to?
Well, I
He
don't
can't
know.
drive for 2 months.
I understand, but
Yeah,
but somebody surely could come
but I
pick
can
him
be
up.
I can be either be picked up or have Linda drive me.
Yeah. So anytime or
Except for days where pretty much
Okay.
except for days that I've already got doctor's appointments scheduled. But
okay. Well, let me see what availability the staff there has so that we can get into the rooms. It'd probably be sometime during the middle of the week that we can get into the rooms and kind of look at them and so everybody can get comfortable with them. Okay.
I will be
Yeah,
away during August for an unspecified time.
Okay.
Haven't decided yet, but September I should be here the entire month, so
Okay.
uh,
Okay.
almost any day in September would work for me.
That's fine. Okay. Any questions for Tony?
Has Tony made any progress about getting lanyards? This is the one that the Crosley Club supplied when I went to one of their meets. It's very pretty, but it's complicated. You see, it's an insignia. And I suppose if we're going to order something like that, we have to come up with a graphic. And it might cost a lot more too. I don't know. So somebody needs to be looking into this, and I'm kind of assuming that it's Tony's job, but
Okay. Tony?
so that's what it looks like.
I have not looked into it, but I can.
Okay.
I'm wondering if John Mark wouldn't be a better person to cover this.
Is he still on?
Yes, he is.
I'm here.
Okay.
What do you think, John Mark? You used to handle trophies. Can you handle a ribbon?
Well, I don't know who to contact, but
Who's the lead for that? Richard? Can you give him a lead? An address, a phone number, a name, or what? What can you give them to
The
get
only
this
thing I have
going?
is the lanyard, I'm afraid.
I see.
I'm not even in
It'll
that.
require internet research or the help of my wife. She was into that stuff when she worked for Promax.
I think Neil is really good at finding stuff like that. You get a hold of Neil.
Neil Blanchard?
Yeah.
He's on.
Sure, yeah.
He's on. Neil, would it be possible for you to
Hello?
get John Mark a lead or two?
Yeah, I can help out.
Okay, that'd be great.
No problem.
Okay. Any other questions?
I will also try to get that lead for you. As I said, my wife was in the business.
Okay.
She might still get a quicker lead.
Okay.
Of course, it'll be closer too if she gets involved.
Yeah, but now, I mean, quite honestly,
How many should
More
how many
options.
should we look for?
well,
How many units?
We should probably get a price from at least a couple places just to make sure we're getting a good deal.
For sure.
yeah, I think maybe what Tony was asking is what's the quantity we should buy?
Oh,
Yes.
You get
100 to 150.
that sounds reasonable.
Okay.
And we probably should decide on a graphic first because that's going to affect the price probably majorly.
No, actually, they just it's like you do one color or multicolor, and then it's just like one price depending on whether it's one color or multicolor. Because I noticed
see.
that when I was looking at some other stuff, not lanyards, but like some other.
Sweatshirts or something.
Yeah, well, no, it wasn't that. It was actually face masks. I was looking the other day at potentially getting some face masks. I'm not sure, as things are continuing to improve, I'm not sure if, want to continue down that path or not. But I went ahead and got some pricing, and it was if you wanted like our logo, the the green and red and blue and all that with the black and white, whatnot. It didn't matter how colorful or non-colorful the logo was. Once you went to the full color logo, it was just one price. It was what it was. So I think lanyards.
Is that the logo we want to use? Then the letterhead one?
Well, I don't know. I just use it as I used a couple different ones. Like I put the 40th anniversary one in, and I put because I thought, like Rich did, I thought, well, maybe that's a different price depending on how complex the logo is. And it didn't make any difference to the quote, depending on, which logo I used. So I don't think the lanyard will matter unless we want to go to the cheaper route, which is just one color, like the one you have, the Crosley one, that's just red and white, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And so if you want to do just red
This
and white,
is a color computer.
huh? Well,
This
that's
is
the
the
thing.
color
I think my view is on that. I think you probably ought to splurge for the full color because you're right. It's the color computer, so you probably ought not skimp on the colors on the lanyard.
Is it going to be a generic lanyard that would be the same every year? Like maybe you order like 500 and have it for the next 3 years or something to get a discount.
If we could do the newsletter logo that we use or whatever, the one that's at the front of that's on the meeting agenda that I had up earlier, then yeah, that one's not dependent on year, and so we could just use them over and over, or
My suggestion:
yeah,
the the rip off of the computer badge that has the words Glenside Color Computer Club in silver on a black background and the red green blue bars. It's lengthy. It would go across the lanyard very nicely, I think, and it's pretty much simple. It doesn't say Cocoa Fest, but it does say Glenside Color Computer Club.
okay,
I went to the web page for the club, and that's the one that's down there just underneath the computer.
Okay.
logo. It's simple, and it tells you where what it came from.
Well, we've got a little bit of time, so why don't we let's put a few graphics together and let's put an agenda item to kind of maybe make a determination about this next month with some pricing.
I agree with Tony on that suggestion just because that's the shape of thing you want on a lanyard is something long and skinny.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
Wish
Okay.
I was that shape.
Okay, anything else? Excuse me.
Well, if there's a question that needs to be answered for whatever, I don't know if you guys know the answer, but elk is not what's in the grove at Elk Grove. What is
Oh.
in that grove?
What?
Somebody knew.
What was it?
Somebody knows.
What was it?
Wapiti.
Wapiti.
Those animals are wapiti,
Oh, I did not know that.
which, yeah.
I always-
So elk is, well, they were thinking they were going to hurt the Italians, I guess, but so they went the softer route of going elk,
Okay.
which is just another member of the deer family. The wapiti is the second greatest size in the deer family. Who's the biggest one? Oh, Richard, you're thinking about it. Moose.
No clue.
Moose is the largest. Wapiti is the second largest.
Okay.
Back on track.
Yeah, real. Okay, so any other questions about Cocoa Fest planning or whatnot? Okay. I got one piece of old business, just wanted to note. Of course, Steve wasn't able to join tonight, but the summer newsletter came out, so hopefully everybody had an opportunity to grab a copy of that. If not, I encourage you to do so. I thought it was put together pretty well. And I know, I don't know, Curtis, I mean, a lot of your information ended up in the newsletter from the kind of the news stuff that you've been curating. So just wanted to point that out. And then as far as as far as new business is concerned, I'm going to flip these two items around and then I'll ask if we've had any other new business. But I need to kind of finalize some dates for the 2022 Cocoa Fest. I think when I put a poll out a while back, there was an overwhelming desire to put the fest back into the spring timeframe, not try and shift it into the summer, but definitely get it back into the April timeframe. And so I just wanted to maybe just ask final, because I'm going to be talking to the coordinator again, and I wanted to start prepping for reserving some dates in late April. And so wondered if anybody has any thoughts or concerns or anything about 2022.
I was just wondering, does it have to be in April? Like I know back when Rainbow used to run, they varied between April and May. Like is that something that's changed since? Or
I don't know that I care, but somebody may.
May might be the better choice of this next one.
Yeah, because that'll give you at least half a year between them rather than 5 months.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Just throwing that out there.
If we can get a venue that by then.
Yeah,
Was that what
If
the
we
issue was?
start
Tony?
now, we should be able to get a venue in May.
yeah. When I checked last with Vicky, I had plenty of openings in April and in May, so I don't believe that's an issue. But if you all are preferring May, then I could definitely do that. Do you prefer early May or late May or middle May? Like we've got the 7th and 8th of May, the 14th and 15th of May, the 21st, 22nd of May, or the 28th, 29th of May. I don't know that you want to do 28th or 29th because isn't that like right around in there? I can't
That's
tell
when
when
the
Memorial
schools
Day
get
is.
let out.
Memorial Day weekend. Memorial Day, yeah.
Yeah.
And
So-
Mother's Day weekend.
Oh yeah, when is
Oh, what mother wouldn't want to go to Coca Fest?
Yeah,
Come on.
right. Let me find out when Mother's Day 2022 is. So Mother's Day 2022 is May 8th. So that would be bad.
So let's do the 14th and 15th then.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think the one I went to in Chicago in '86 was May 17th or something. So whatever date it was, but yeah.
Okay.
Well, you can't go back.
Darn.
Okay.
But is there a problem with doing Memorial Day? Are people going to be doing other things that weekend?
I
On
really,
Memorial Day, everybody's on vacation.
yeah, I really would have concerns about doing it on Memorial Day.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a family weekend, and it's lots of science fiction cons and things like that.
Yep, that's the weekend to go to the lake and everything too.
Yep.
Okay.
And that so it's May 30th. So May 14th and 15th, and then maybe a second choice would be that the weekend following.
Weekend
22nd,
before
23rd.
Mother's Day. Yeah.
Oh, the weekend before Mother's Day. Okay. So that would be April 30th and the 1st of May. And then maybe the third choice would be
21st and 22nd.
21st and 22nd of May. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Glad you asked.
I will try to figure those out or try to get those. I'm sorry, somebody say something? Okay.
There's a face I don't recognize here, Mr. Strick.
Is it me?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think it ever asked me to enter a name either. I'm Strick, S-T-R-I-C-K.
And
I
that's
met
all you go
folks at
with.
Vintage
Get the
Computer
information,
Festival.
Mr. Secretary. It
What
all
was
is
that,
your
Bob?
answers.
What?
Rich, get your information from him real quick.
From a what?
He's saying, yeah, so Strick there, Rich is our secretary and he's looking for your name and email address so he can get you added to our newsletter.
Okay.
If you
I
could
got
put it in,
the,
if you don't want
summer-
to, yeah, you can put it in the chat if you want.
Yeah, I got the summer newsletter. I got the email about
Oh,
this.
so you're
but I
already in
forgot I
the,
was on
you're already in our newsletter.
California Time.
Okay,
Yeah, so I'm
Okay.
actually a member of your club. whether
Okay.
you like it or not.
Excellent.
okay.
Job done.
Thank you for looking out for me, though.
Okay.
And sorry, I forgot about California Time.
It's okay. Okay, so I got that, and the other item is the kind of Q3 event, which I think in the past has been a cookout or a picnic. And so I just wanted to start the conversation about, is that something that we want to do this year? And do we want to do something else this year? Just kind of throwing that out.
I'd go to a picnic.
Okay. When is it? I mean, I know I know there wasn't one in 2020, but in 2019, when was it?
The
Typically in
week
September.
after Labor Day.
Okay. The week after Labor Day. Okay. Okay. And then
And that was at Brian Schubring's place, as I recall.
okay. Okay. And so I think I remember. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It might be about time to ask Brian Schubring whether we want to resume in-person meetings sometime soon, too.
Okay. I can ask. Good point.
Yeah, and if he's not able to, we could start considering going back to the library.
Okay.
That's going to be tough.
Yeah,
Well-
the Wi-Fi there was always such a pain.
Okay.
Yeah, at Brian's it was much nicer. Yeah.
Well, I would say
Because our numbers were dropping, they didn't want us around anymore.
yeah, and
Yeah.
and like I said, I remember trying to join and the Wi-Fi was really bad. It was hard to, and I'll be honest with you. I mean, I like y'all, but I'm not sure I'm going to drive to Chicago every month to attend the meeting in person. So.
I like the way the meetings are right now. I can attend this way.
Well, I definitely
No,
want
no.
to have a virtual option, but if folks want to congregate in a specific location, I don't know that that's horrible. Some people, if
A
they want
virtual
some.
what?
Huh? I said if some people want to congregate in a common location, that's fine too.
Oh, for the meetings, yeah.
Yeah. I'll ask Brian um, whether he's interested in kicking that back up in place. But we will need to we'll need to continue the, Neil's in, well, Strick is in California and Neil's in Canada
Oh,
and
yeah.
John's in North
Yeah.
Carolina or South Carolina and Grant's
Well,
in,
we were
Well,
doing
huh?
online meetings for a
Yeah,
few
yeah.
years now.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
for Bob's benefit, I think Bobby used to attend in person, but you'll still have the opportunity of attending because we're going to continue the
Yeah.
virtual part.
Yeah.
I don't think
Just keep,
we'll ever go back on that.
Yeah. Sorry,
yeah,
John.
just keep in mind that anytime you have a mostly in-person meeting, it makes it a lot tougher for the virtual people to be included. You get side conversations and you get people ignoring the microphone or ignoring the remote people. It just happens. So if you do start gathering together, please keep the meeting etiquette in mind for including the virtual folks.
Good point.
Yeah, those are sometimes delays too. So I mean, you might have a 10-second where the conversation's gone somewhere else, and then you pipe up remotely, and you're talking about something they already stopped on.
Okay.
So yeah, I agree.
Definitely.
Okay. Okay. I will. Well, so after a week after Labor Day, so I will check and see if that. So currently that is. I never know these things, so hold on a minute here. 2021. So Labor Day is September 6th, and we've got. So that would be what was it? What was it on normally? A Saturday or the
I don't
picnic?
know. Tony, was it Saturday or Sunday?
I thought it was Saturdays.
Okay, so that would
That's my
be
recollection. I'm not sure though.
that. What'd you say?
I'm not sure, but I think it was Saturdays.
Okay, so that would mean September 11th is the Saturday after Labor Day. So I will see if there's any interest in. It sounds like there's interest in it, but I have to find someone who wants to host it. So I'll ask Brian if he's interested, and if he's not, then I'll maybe reach out to the board members and see, or just the membership in Chicago area and see if there's somebody else that's interested in hosting. Okay.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Okay. Any other new business? Or any other old business that I forgot or whatever? Any business that I've not brought up yet?
The only thing I would say, Jim, is that Tony, you and I need to get together for the food.
Yes, and I apologize. Before you got on, A, this month just snuck up on me, and B, I've been unfortunately out of pocket. I have not even been at the house for the last 10 days. So I will try my best to set up a time for us to talk maybe next week, but it might be the week following.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm pretty well open on Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays too.
Okay. Anything else?
Jim, you're a ham radio operator, so after the meeting, I want to make a statement there for all the hams. There's
Okay.
50 of us.
Okay.
And back to you.
Okay. Any other items? Okay.
I move that we close the meeting.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor.
I will second.
Grant has a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Opposed?
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, now I'll say my piece.
Okay, what's your
My
piece?
piece is I haven't been to a field day for 50 years
Mm-hmm.
because I disobeyed a command given to me real early in life. My wife decided to give birth to our one and only daughter on field day.
And you,
And Yeah, it's a birthday party you can't miss.
That's true.
So, yep. So I committed it, and I've been living with it for 50 years now.